What's going on, guys? I'm back. There's a lot to explain. Uh, I never talked about the motorcycles that I had, sold, got more, got another one, had a Corvette, sold the Corvette. Um, yeah, there's a lot to go over. But today, what we're going to cover is the installation of the side pegs or the pillion pegs if you're from Europe, overseas. I just call them passenger foot pegs. I basically have everything all done with the brackets, but and I was thinking I should have made a video about this sooner, but I didn't. So forgive me, internet. But as of right now, I just got the final parts to actually put the pegs themselves on. So I said I'm going to make a video about it. So got the BMW s1000rr 2016. I would love to do a review on this today, but I'm not going to. It is a 2018 Panigale 959. That's right, baby. Ducati, look at the taillights. It's a sexy ass bike. But the focus is over here for tonight. So we're gonna come around this side. Damn, I can already hear people on bikes. Just as a little bit of clarity as far as what I'm doing right now in my garage and not riding this thing. It's 45 degrees outside. I'm in Minnesota. It is April 14th, tax day tomorrow. Didn't do my taxes yet, so shout outs to procrastination. But here we are, nonetheless. Yeah, I want to get this finished so I can scoot around with my lady. So the parts you'll need: this bracket right here, then your peg itself. So here's the thing: these are not they're not universal, or I guess they're not ambidextrous, I guess you could call it. You can't put them on either side. You have to get the one that has the flat bottom. Shout out to the flat bottom girls. The flat bottom would be facing down towards the ground. So when you rotate it up, so you see how it's kind of like angled right here? Let me get it in focus. Okay. So you see how it's angled right there? You need that to rotate around like that. If you go on the other side, it'll actually get caught, and so it won't rotate. So you do have to put them on the specific side. And yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Well, to give you a kind of quick breakdown, here, we're gonna do this. All right, the phone is in between my legs. I'm trying so hard not to drop it. All right, we're not gonna do that, so I'm gonna drop my phone. But so give you a quick breakdown. You need this bracket right here. This peg is gonna sit inside of the bracket, right? So you see these two holes, they're on the front and top and bottom. Okay, let me make sure that's in focus. Hold on. So those two holes are on the top and bottom on either the front or back side. What you want to do is when you flip this over, you want to make sure that this ball, which I'll explain to you in a second what I'm talking about, that little hole, that needs to be able to line up with them. So if you put it in like this and you rotate it, the ball is now on this side, which means you have to flip this bracket around. So you want to rotate that, because what's going to happen is there's a little ball that's going to sit inside here, right inside that little hole. That is going to lock in with these holes on the bottom. So when you rotate it, like all the way out, and a person's using it, it's going to lock in. And then when you rotate it to tuck it back, it's going to lock in on this one. So you do want to make sure that's in the right spot. So you want to put, what I did, the easy way, is you take your little tiny, let me grab it here. I want to pause it. I don't want to drop it. Okay, so this is what we're talking about. This spring right here is going to go inside this spot, but you do have to be careful because it basically takes up all that space. So if I put that spring in there, like so, there's not a lot of room left, right? You can even see from the side, it's pretty much flush. Then what you have to do is take this tiny little bearing, and you want to set that in there. And you can see how high it sits up. So you're going to have to compress that spring enough to put on this bracket here. All right. I'm not going to try to do it with the camera because I will absolutely lose, either drop my phone and break it, or I'll lose this ball, the spring, and I only have one of each. So I'm not even going to risk it. I'm gonna pause it and come right back. Actually, before I do this, I'll tell you how I did it the first time. Let me hold that. I don't want to lose it. So how I did it the first time was, oh my God, I just dropped it. Okay. I'm not fucking with this shit, man. These pieces are tiny. But so what I did the first time was I basically just kind of got it close like this, put the ball bearing on top, and then kind of just shoved it in, right? You just kind of shove it in there. So it's dangerous in the sense that if you don't get it in there and it kind of slides out, that spring is going to launch that ball across the room. So if you can do it in a room where you have like a very clear floor that you can find it, perfect. Carpet might be a good option. My garage floor is terrible and there's stuff everywhere. So if I try to do something here and I fuck this up, it's basically a no-go, fam. So again, I'm gonna pause this. I'm gonna come right back as soon as I get it done. All right, so I was able to pause this at a really good spot. I've got the ball kind of wedged in there, as you can see. And I basically brought the whole thing out towards the edge, this left edge of this bracket, because it's easier to flex that way, right? And so now I'm just gonna kind of slide it all the way from right here over to here, okay? So I'm gonna try that. Again, I will pause it and I will come right back. All right, and there you go. So once you have that part done, that's what it should look like. So you have the ball bearing right there, and you have this part, which when you flip it over, the flat bottom part is gonna be sitting right in here, like so. So when I rotate it up, we don't run into anything. It's sitting good. So now what you wanna do is squeeze this part in. You wanna take this little bolt right here, set the phone down, take a minute, check on your friends and family in the room. How's your dog? How's your cat? Okay, we're back in. And so you just want to line this part up. Let me see. It's hard to do with the camera. Forgive me, guys. All right. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do this really quick and come right back. All right, we got it in. So I didn't put on that little retaining clip on the bottom. That's gonna be this little piece right here. I didn't put that in yet, obviously. But what I can show you now is that it's in. You can go ahead and move it, and you can see that it kind of locks in because of that little ball that was in place. It seems like it's not really locking in on the bottom one. So I'm sure it's gonna get better with time, but let's go and put the retaining clip in. We're good to go. Okay, I'm gonna try to do this one-handed because I have a few of these little clips. So if I lose one, I'll be all right. So if you look underneath it, there's a slight kind of, just a little indented spot where the clip's gonna sit. So what I found is the easiest is to use your fingers and kind of get it lined up. And you want to, don't try to push it all the way in yet. You just want to kind of get it lined up, right? Get it so it's sitting on there. So it's kind of loose like that. See? And you take some pliers and you basically just want to kind of lightly pinch it. Let's see if I can record this at the same time. With just enough force. It really doesn't take too much. So if you have to squeeze hard, something's probably off on it. And so let me try to readjust. Okay, try a different angle here. Get the POV shot. I'm gonna do the same thing. God damn it. Have no fear, there's more. All right, let's grab another one, we'll try again. All right, so we got the retaining clip number 2. Ready for progress. See if I can get a good angle for you guys.